In this video, I will discuss some magnetism problems from previous year's question papers of JEE Main. This is the first question. If in a circular coil A of radius R, current I is flowing, and in other coil B of radius 2R, a current 2I is flowing, then the ratio of the magnetic fields BA and BB produced by them will be. You can pause and attempt this question. So the magnetic field at the center of a circular coil is given as mu naught into I divided by 2R, where R is the radius of the coil. This is a standard result we are using. The magnetic field due to a circular loop along the axis at a distance x is given by this formula, and the direction of the magnetic field will be along the axis. But at the center of the circular coil we have to put x equal to 0. So we will have this result. Magnetic field in the center of a circular coil is mu naught into I divided by 2R. So use this result here. So the ratio of the magnetic field of coil A and coil B is equal to the ratio of I by R of coil A and the current by radius of the second coil. So it's I by R divided by 2I by 2R. So it is 1. The correct option is option 1. Let's move to the next question. If electron and proton having same momentum enter perpendicularly to a magnetic field, then 4 options are given. Curved path of electron and proton will be same, ignoring the sense of revolution. Option 2, they will move undeflected. Option 3, curved path of electron is more curved than that of proton. 4, path of proton is more curved. You can pause and attempt this question. So your charged particle of velocity v entering a region in which the magnetic field is perpendicular to it will experience a force QV cross B. So here the direction of force will be perpendicular to both velocity and the magnetic field. So it will be in this direction. So if this will be the direction of force if the charged particle is positively charged. So the proton will move in this direction in a circular path in anticlockwise direction. But if the charged particle Q is negatively charged, then the direction of force Q, which is QV cross B, will be in this downward direction. So that will produce a circular motion in the clockwise direction. So the electron will move in the clockwise direction. So the option 1 says the curve path of electron and proton are same, but the sense will be different. The sense is different, and the force on the charged particle is QV cross B. Here V and B are perpendicular, so it is Q into V into B. That should be equal to the centripetal acceleration, which is mv square by R. So cancelling V, and the condition in this problem is momentum of both the particles are same. So since the momentum is same, the radius of electron and proton should be same because Q and B are same. So the option 1 is the correct option. Option 2 says they will move undeflected. That's not true. Option 3 and 4 says the curved path of electron is more curved and proton is more curved. The radius of curvature of both electron and proton are same. So option 3 and 4 are also not correct. This is the next question. If a current is passed through a spring, then the spring will expand, compress, remain same, none of these. You can pause and attempt this question. So this is a schematic of a spring in which the current is flowing in this downward direction. So the part of the spring in which it's out of the plane of the paper, the current will be in this direction. So it's as if current is flowing through two parallel conductors. When current is flowing through two parallel wires, there will be attractive force. So since there is attractive force between these two parts of the spring will compress. The correct option is option 2. This is the next question. The time period of a charged particle undergoing circular motion in uniform magnetic field is independent of speed, mass, charge, magnetic induction. You can pause and attempt this question. So when the charged particle is undergoing circular motion, the force on it is qv cross b. V and b are perpendicular, so it's qv. That should be equal to the centripetal acceleration, which is mv square by r. So cancelling b, we get mv by r equal to q to b. The time period of the circular motion will be the circumference 2 pi r divided by the velocity. So 2 pi into r by v. R by v we can get from here as m by qb. So the time period depends on the mass, charge and the magnetic induction. So it is independent of speed. Correct option is option 1. And this is a basic principle on which the cyclotron is worked. This is the next question. Wires 1 and 2 carrying currents I1 and I2 respectively are inclined at an angle theta to each other. What is the force on a small element dl of wire 2 at a distance r from wire 1 as shown in the figure due to magnetic field of wire 1? 4 options are given. You can pause this video and attempt the question. The force on a current carrying element is given as IDL cross B. So we have to find the force acting on element of the wire 2. So that is I2 dl cross B is due to the wire 1. So it's B1. Wire 1 is a wire of a finite length and it's symmetrical. It makes same angle theta. So we use a standard result. The magnetic field due to a finite length wire at a distance a from the wire is mu naught I by 4 pi a into sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2, where phi 1 is this angle. In terms of alpha, it will be cos alpha 1 plus cos alpha 2. And here alpha 1 and alpha 2 are same. So it is mu naught by 4 pi distance, that is r, into 2 cos theta. And the direction of the magnetic field is into the plane of paper and dl is in the plane of paper. So the angle between dl and B is 90 degrees. So just mu naught by 2 pi r into I1 I2 into dl cos theta. So the correct option is option 3. Let's move to the next question. A particle of mass m and charge q moving with velocity v describe a circular path of radius r when subjected to uniform transverse magnetic field of induction B. The work done by field when the particle completes one full circle is. 4 options are given. You can pause and attempt this question. So a particle of charge q moving in a magnetic field which is perpendicular to it will perform a circular motion. This is a standard concept. And the force acting on it is given by qv cross b. So it will be perpendicular to both v and b. Work done is integral f dot ds. The direction of ds is same as the direction of the velocity. So f is perpendicular to the distance. So the work done is f dot ds, that will be 0. So the total work done will be 0. So the correct option is option 2. This is the next question. A particle of charge minus 16 10 to minus 18 coulomb moving with a velocity of 10 meters per second along x-axis enters a region where the magnetic induction B is along y-axis and an electric field of magnitude 10 to the power 4 volt per meter is along negative z-axis. If the charged particle continues moving along the x-axis, the magnitude of B is. 4 options are given. You can pause the video and attempt the question. So the magnetic field is along y-axis, so it's along j cap. The x-axis is towards right, z-axis is vertically upwards. So the y direction is into the plane of paper because y should give me z according to the right-handed coordinate system. So this charged particle will feel a force due to electric field in minus z direction. and due to the magnetic field of force of QV cross B and direction of QV cross B is in the positive Z direction. So QV cross B in the positive Z direction should balance Q into E in the negative Z direction for the particle to move undeflected. And V and B are perpendicular, so just QVB equal to Q into E. Q will cancel, so V into B is electric field 10 raised to 4. So from this we get the magnitude of magnetic field as 1000. So correct option is option 1. This is the next question. A magnetic needle lying parallel to the magnetic field requires a work W unit of work to turn it through 60 degrees. The torque needed to maintain the needle in this position will be. You can pause and attempt this question. The energy of a magnetic needle or a magnetic dipole in a magnetic field is given as minus m dot b. The work done is final energy minus initial energy. Final energy is m dot b. The angle between m and b is 60 degrees, so minus np is cos 60, and the initial energy, the initiality is aligned, so cos 0. So simplifying, we get cos 60 is half. We get mp equal to 2w. Torque of a magnetic needle or a magnetic dipole in magnetic field is given as m cross b, and the angle between m and b is 60 degrees. So mb sin 60, and sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So from this we get torque as mb is 2w into root 3 by 2. So it's root 3w. Correct option is option 1. This is the next question. The magnetic lines of force inside a bar magnet 1 are from north to south pole, 2 do not exist, 3 depend upon area of cross section of bar magnet, 4 thus from south pole to north pole. You can pause and attempt this question. The magnetic lines of force will start from north pole and will terminate at the south pole in the external region. And since magnetic field lines are closed loops, inside it should travel from south pole to north pole such that it forms a closed loop. The correct option is option 4. This is the next question. A current I amps flows along an infinite long straight thin walled tube. Then the magnetic induction at any point inside the tube is. You can pause and attempt this question. So this is a long hollow tube carrying a current I into the plane of paper. So you have to find a magnetic field at a point inside this tube. So let that point be some at a distance r, and let's take a contour in this direction. So using Ampere's circuital law, we can integral b dot dl equal mu naught into I, where I is the current enclosed inside this loop. Current enclosed inside this loop in this region is 0 because current is present only outside of this contour, and b, the radial component, will be perpendicular to dl, so that will not contribute. So only tangential component will be there. So bt, if at all it is there, so it's bt into 2 pi r, and it's at this problem is cylindrical symmetry, so bt at all the points along this contour will be same. So it's bt into 2 pi r is 0 because the total current inside the Ampere loop is 0. So from this we get bt equal to 0, and the radial component of the magnetic field will be 0 because if at all it is there, all the field lines will converge at the center, so they will intersect, so that's not possible. So radial component of magnetic field is also 0. So that option 2.